Yo, hey guys, it's Poppin', Jacques Slade here. Back with another unboxing, and today, I'm gonna make a controversial statement to start this video off. This could be one of the most influential sneakers that you've ever seen. Now, not this one in particular, but this model has influenced sneakers for Nike since 1987. This model right here. So everything, I would say almost everything you've seen from Nike in running, in basketball, and lifestyle has had something tied back to this sneaker in some way. It's a game changer, and I know you're ready to see it, so let's get right to it. This shoe right here, enough talking, let's get right into it. As you can see, it's in the Nike sportswear box where you have the Nike here on the front, and it is Nike, in case any of you out there in the UK call it Nike. It's actually Nike. Phil Knight said it himself, and since he's the owner, he's the boss, we're gonna go with what he said. So let's take a look inside, and here we go. Very simple shoe. This is the Air Max 1 Limeade. Very simple looking shoe, but very dope looking shoe in my mind. I remember when I saw them on sneakers, I was not able actually to get these on sneakers. Shout out to the folks over at Soul Savvy. They actually hooked me up and were able to find me a pair. I did purchase these with my own money, so shout out to them for actually locating the pair and hooking me up. So this is the Air Max 1 Limeade. It came with a couple of different pairs of laces. So you have the green and white, which I really like, and then you have the white. Not sure which one I would actually put into the shoes. I kind of like the yellow. I think the yellow pops a lot. But again, if you want more green, more white, or you just want to mix the green and the white to kind of go with the upper, that's a thing you can do. Personally, I think I'll stick with the yellow. Now, the thing about the upper on these is that they have the air in the bubble lettering. It's an all over print here on the middle that trails all the way from the heel, all the way through the lace stays, which I think is a really nice look. It gives a shoe a different feel about it, and obviously promotes air, which is like a whole branding thing when it comes to Nike. Some of the details here on the tongue, you actually have a lime with the word Nike and then the swoosh. Very nice touch. Material wise, you get some leather at the toe, which is nice. Then you have some mesh here on the panel, leather here through the forefoot and the midfoot, and then leather all the way at the heel. Again, the mesh returns around the heel and right around your Achilles, and then you just have some white cushioning on the inside. Now, earlier in this video, I said that this shoe influenced almost everything that you've seen from Nike, and that is an absolutely 100% true statement. So when it comes to air was already in shoes before this shoe actually popped up. There was the Air Force One, there was the Air Tailwind, and countless other shoes that actually had air inside of them, but they never actually showed the air bubble until they got to this shoe, the Air Max 1. And if you are a fan of the Air Jordan 3, then you know that's the first Jordan shoe to actually show the air bubble, which was made after this shoe was made. This shoe being made by Tinker Hatfield, the Air Jordan 3 also being made by Tinker Hatfield. So the legend put his touch on this shoe and on the Air Jordan 3. He wasn't a legend back then. Back then, he was literally just a guy that worked at Nike. He was in the architectural. They signed him to do architectural stuff. Then he moved over to the sneaker side of things, and that's when he crushed it and became the legend that he is. Now, the air bubble was actually inspired by the Pompidou in Paris. It's this building that has like the inside on the outside, and that's where the design language for this came about. Tinker saw that, and it inspired him to create this shoe and put the air bubble on the outside. And it wasn't something that Nike was for. If we're gonna keep it a buck, the people at Nike, all the upper people above Tinker at Nike, didn't want this shoe to come out like this. Their philosophy was basically that the technology should be felt but not seen. It's almost like you knowing too much about what's going on, or Nike didn't want the secrets of how the technology worked out in the open, and so they didn't want the air bubble to be shown. But Tinker, being the renegade guy that he was like, no, this is the way that we have to do it. And as you know, if you're a Nike fan, pretty much every Nike shoe for the most part has technology shown in some way. They've even gone as far, the biggest example of that is the Vapor Max. Talk about showing your air. Like this shoe takes that to the extreme, and it began with this shoe. Like if you really want to dig down into it, like that's where it started. If you want to go even further, you have something like this. This is the Alpha Fly, the newest one, the Tempo Alpha Fly, and it has the zoom units on the outside where you can actually see it. You can actually see the carbon fiber plate there on the inside. Again, this happens because of this shoe, because of Tinker taking the leap and taking the risk and saying, hey, let's show this air bubble. Then you get something like this. What is this, 30 some odd years later, that has this sort of technology, creating literally the fastest shoe in the world for Eliud Kipchoge, who ran the marathon in under 2 hours, which is just mind-blowingly insane. But again, that technology starts here with this shoe, the Air Max 1. I definitely recommend you get a pair of these in your closet. They're not super expensive. This pair is $140. They sold out on sneakers, but again, they were available at other places, and that's how I was able to get myself a pair. And if you want something that is like almost like an originator, if you want something that kind of started the trend, this is one of the shoes that started the trend, the Air Max 1. It put Nike in a position to do things that they would have never done before. Check out every Air Max shoe that you can think of, and you'll see that bubble. And we have Tinker Hatfield to thank because of that, and that's what drew me to this pair. This pair is inspired by another pair. I think it was called the Dynasty Pack or the Doom Pack or something like that from years ago, where Nike did like 56 different pairs of the Air Max 1. I don't have any of those, but this is sort of inspired by those. And I love the Limeade theme. I actually have a pair of LeBron Lime Sprites that kind of give me the same sort of feel. It's not exactly the same, but it gives me that same sort of feel. Now for these, the final detail, again, they're the Limeades. That's why you have the lime there on the tongue. You have the lime on the inside as well on the liner. So you want to check that over there. See the liner on the inside? Very much something that I appreciate. And then the Limeade, almost like a lemonade, you can see the touches of yellow on the swoosh right there. It's kind of hard to see, but it's almost like a shadow on the swoosh. And then obviously the laces here, you have it on the top, lace stays right there, and then you have a little pop of it right there on the heel where it says Air. You have that shadow extended with yellow to kind of bring home that yellow theme of Limeade. And then finally, on the inside of the actual airbags, there's yellow in there as well. But yeah, I just want to give you guys a quick look at these, give you a little bit of history on the shoe, the Air Max 1. If anybody asks, again, Tinker Hatfield, inspired by the Pompidou, the first shoe to actually show the Air Max unit. It's a big deal. This shoe is a big deal. It really changed the course of sneakers and the history of sneakers. And if you don't believe me, you should do the history yourself. Look it up. You can read about it. All the information is there. Anyway, Jacques Slade, as always, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe, but only watch if this is what you really enjoy. That's all I care about, that you enjoy the content and you get something from it. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Peace.